Humans spend nearly a third of their lives asleep. Going without sleep will literally make you psychotic and, eventually, kill you. It's clear that shut-eye is crucial to the body's ability to function. Considering that we spend a third of our time doing it, sleep is something of an evolutionary paradox. We need sleep to survive, and yet not only does it seem like a waste of time, it may also have left our early ancestors vulnerable to predators. Whatever the function of sleep, couldn't we just do it whilst awake? After all, some animals, like dolphins and whales, achieve unihemispheric sleep, switching off just one side of the brain while the other stays alert, and horses take short naps during the day without needing to lie down. But what would happen if your brain does not need sleep to reboot? What would you do with the extra hours in each day? First of all, as a person who spends 5 years at a night shift work, I consider myself an expert of sleep deprivation, and let me tell you, what happens to you when you don't get enough sleep. Losing sleep can impair your body's ability to fight off illness. This makes it easier to get sick. Researchers even uncovered a reciprocal relationship between sleep and your immune system. You may lose additional sleep while your body fights off a bug if you get sick and haven't had enough shut-eye. Your heart suffers. Both short sleep durations, less than 5 hours per night, and long sleep durations, 9 or more hours per night, have been shown to have a negative impact on heart health. In particular, your chances of developing coronary heart disease or having a stroke are greatly increased with less sleep. And that is not a joke at all. I felt serious stress on my heart this period. Your cancer risk increases. Shortened sleep is associated with higher rates of breast cancer, colorectal cancer, and prostate cancer, according to the ASM's sleep statement. Overnight shift workers may take the brunt of this burden. The good news is that both men and women who slept 7 or more hours per night had the best mortality rates in the group. You can't think. Even missing one night of sleep can lead to some major cognition, thinking, issues. In a study published by Experimental Brain Research, a group of 18 men were given a task to complete. The first task was completed following a full night's sleep. The next task was completed after skipping a night of sleep. Brain functions including memory, decision-making, reasoning, and problem-solving worsened, along with reaction time and alertness. You forget stuff. Not only can missed sleep make you more forgetful, there's also a growing body of research indicating that sleep has an impact on learning and memory. Researchers suggest that sleep is critical to the process of consolidating the things we learn in the brain. In other words, we need proper rest to lock in new information and commit it to memory. That was a big problem for me in my student days. I was forgetting all the stuff I learned. And also sleep deprivation increases chances to develop Alzheimer's disease in the future. Also your libido diminishes. Not getting enough sleep could reduce your sex drive. In one study, young men who lost sleep over a 1-week period showed a decrease in testosterone levels. Sleeping 5 or fewer hours reduced sex hormone levels by as much as 10 to 15%. The men also reported that their overall mood and vigor declined with each consecutive night of interrupted rest. Even at my 20th I felt this change seriously. You gain weight. Lack of sleep can cause you to pack on pounds. A study examined the relationship between sleep and weight in 21,469 adults over the age of 20. The people who slept less than 5 hours each night over the course of the 3-year study were more likely to gain weight and eventually become obese. That was such a big problem for me. I gained a lot of weight when not eating at night at all. Your risk of diabetes increases. Along with a bigger waistline, people who don't get enough sleep, or who get too much, increase their risk of developing adult-onset diabetes. Researchers examined 10 separate studies focused on sleep and diabetes. Their findings uncovered that 7 to 8 hours of rest is the optimal range to avoid insulin issues that could lead to diabetes. You're 3 times more likely to be involved in a car accident if you get 6 or fewer hours of sleep each night, according to the National Sleep Foundation. The most vulnerable people are shift workers, commercial drivers, business travelers, and anyone else working long or odd hours. Think twice before getting behind the wheel if you're not sleeping enough. And believe me, that can happen anytime. Once I was sleeping standing, on a bus. If all of these health risks don't convince you to get more sleep, do it for your looks. In one study, a group of people between the ages of 30 and 50 were evaluated based on their sleep habits and the condition of their skin. The results revealed that those with too little sleep had more fine lines, wrinkles, uneven skin color, and marked looseness of the skin. The poor sleepers were also more dissatisfied with their appearance than their well-rested counterparts. Okay, Let's go back to our main question. What would you do if all of this would never happen at all? As mentioned in start, we sleep 1/3 of our life. If the average night's sleep is 8 hours, for 1/3 of one's life. If you live, say, 75 years, that's 25 years asleep, or 9,125 days. That makes extra 25 years to work on your success, or read lots of extra books. You may spend all of this time on traveling around the world, try lots of different stuff, even try yourself in the new occupation. Spend more time with your family, or do anything you want, because that extra 9,000 days are lost if you just spend them on gaming or watching videos. Of course, if they are not made by us. But for me, this extra days will be a good opportunity to learn more science stuff, write books, and spend time resting at a lonely house in the middle of nowhere. Comment what would you do if you never had to sleep again. And stay with us. There are lots of interesting subjects left we should talk about.